I'm HybridFoxKid and welcome back to the blocks SMP. We are in a completely different area this time, far away from my base, and as you can probably guess, this is the location of Season 2's Nether hub. I've dug out pretty much all I think I'm going to need to dig out for this particular hub. We've got a 40 by 40 on the overall width. On the height, we've got a 30 down here and a 50 down here, so there's a little bit of a drop down there. So what I plan to do for today is I plan to make this nether hub very segmented and staggered in the building. I'm not going to do it all in one shot because this is a big nether hub with a lot of things happening. So at the moment, I want to focus on the roof, the walls, this little area here, this area here, and these walls are just down here as well. So I've got a couple things to do and this will probably take a while, but hopefully with all the resources we have gathered, we shouldn't be half bad with the actual building because I hope we have everything we need. I have done a lot of grinding, everyone on the server has done a lot of grinding, and we've acquired a whole bunch of blocks. Hopefully that's enough for what I want to do for the basic walls, roofs, and side walls and stuff like that. So yeah, might as well get started because yeah, this nether hub isn't going to build itself. So I think the easiest thing I want to tackle first is the roof. It's just one plain color and it's all going to be sculk blocks. So yeah, I'm just going to layer this part to this part, all sculk blocks. So yeah, that's going to be quite easy. So with the sculk blocks all laid out, that makes the easiest part of the nether hub done, and now we've got to move on to a little bit more complicated things. So the next area I want to do is the wall segment, and this one is going to be built out of 3 different kind of materials. So we're going to have oak logs, dark oak logs, and if I can guess the right chest. Oh god, I did not put these in any kind of order, so they are all a mess. There we go, 5th time to charm, and spruce logs as well. So what I want to do for the entirety of the walls is just do a little layout of wood. So we'll have like a little bit of wood going here, a little bit of wood going here, and try and make it as weird and wavy as possible. And for any area like this, it's indicating that another piece of wood will be going in this spot here. So what I want to do is I just want to alternate between these 3 blocks and yeah, see what I can get out of this. It's going to be interesting how this goes. It's going to be a little bit weird because I don't necessarily have a plan for this. I'm just going to place things down and hope for the best. And yeah, let's see what it looks like when I placed all of these around the corners. And yes, I know they're floating. I'll get that dealt with soon enough. So yeah, I might put her around with this, add in a couple bits of colors, and see where we can go with the outline of the walls. So I've spent a little bit of time off camera and did some building, and this is what the walls look like so far. Don't worry about the blandness of the top, that will be addressed in just a second, but we're mainly looking at this lower part just here. And trying to make these spawn proof was quite tricky. I was trying to find wood that didn't stand out too much, and I found the spruce for the oak works really well, and then the dark oak for the spruce works really well. But sadly I found nothing that actually suit dark oak, so I've just gone with string and a whole bunch of moss carpet. It adds a little bit of difference to the build, but yeah, if there was a dark oak color that was like the plank, that would be great and handy, but yeah, sadly there wasn't anything I could do. So I've pretty much done all the area around the outside, so all down there is all done as well. And I think it's time to turn my attention to this upper area here, which what I'm planning is to have like branches going from like this tree all the way close to the roof. So let's do one and see what it looks like and see if I'm going to go with it. And that's why I kept 6 blocks from the roof, because I'm not sure how high these branches are going to go up, and I don't know if I'm going to like the night sky in the background as well. Maybe something a little bit like that might look good. Let's get a higher vantage point of it. So if we look at it from up here, yeah, I think that doesn't look half bad, and by the time I get all the rest in, it might look really, really good. I think maybe every like 3 or 4 might have one of these branches, and I might just mix multiple wood, so for corner ones like this. I will try and make it work, but yeah, I think this might be a go. The only problem is with the use of slabs and fence gates. Again, I can't really use dark oak unless I want it to really stand out. So yeah, I might have to just stick with the spruce and the oak, but I think I can make it work. I don't have too much of dark oak around here, and I can blend it relatively nicely. So yeah, I think I might cut back to when all of the branches are done, and we'll see how we go. And yes, I know this episode is I'll be right back, do a whole bunch of work, and show you the end progress. and I thought this would be a better way to do it than a massive time lapse that goes for like 20 minutes, because it's a lot of work and I don't think a time lapse could really capture it well. I just don't think it's going to work like that. So I think this is the best way to go. I might have a couple time lapses here and there, but for now, with this kind of stuff, I kind of want to give my idea so you guys kind of know what's going on, because I've just thrown us into the deep end and been like, okay, we're going, I'm not telling you anything, let's go. But yeah, I'll be back once this is done and we'll see how it's looking. Okay, so I've done some work and I've got all of the larger branches done. And I gotta say, I'm kind of liking this so far. I'm not the best with organics, and especially trees, they're not my strong suit. So this surprisingly turned out relatively okay. And the only problem with this so far is that I have none of it like spawn proofed. So a whole bunch of magma cubes are just spawning on these, and it's getting a little bit dangerous. Now this is the part where it's either going to make or break this area, which is the leaves. So all of this upper area will be filled with leaves, with maybe just a tiny hole in the center of where, I don't know, we can see the stars. And I'm gonna go for like droopy kind of leaves, because honestly, droopy leaves are the only kind of leaves I can do on trees. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with my strong suit and go with some droopy leaves. So I think this is probably better suited for a time lapse. Enjoy the time lapse. It's probably going to be like really messy and a bit everywhere, but you know what, it'll be fine. So ever since the sculk block was introduced into the game, my bases have never really fit the color scheme to be able to add it into my specific area. So this whole nether hub was pretty much just an excuse to actually use the sculk block as a starry sky, because the sculk is so pretty. I don't think it's an underrated block by any means. I think like a lot of people love it, but it's just really, really pretty. And I have a feeling this is going to really match like the leafy greens of all the trees, as well as the vibrantness of this actual base once it's completely finished. So that was the main reason why I designed the nether hub like this. It totally wasn't an excuse to use sculk block. So that's the joy of having multiple building projects, is you can have two completely different color schemes and they're never going to clash because they're never going to meet each other. So with the time lapse being done and the leaves being added, this nether hub is slowly coming together and it's starting to look really, really cool. And I'm really excited because I honestly didn't think it would look this nice. I gotta say though, the one big disappointment was the fact that I put all the effort into decorating the top part of all the trees. You can't see it. You can't see it at all. Even with the see-through leaves with the fancy textures, you can't see it at all. So yeah, that was a bit of a waste of time, but it doesn't matter. Like, at least I know it looks pretty up the top. That's all that matters. But as you probably noticed, I'm using azalea leaves because I think they're the only leaves that don't turn like an ugly brown color in the nether. I could be completely wrong on that, don't quote me. But as you can probably see, I opted to not use any of the flowering azalea leaves, so these are all just the basic plain ones. I want to add a little bit of color to this upper area as well, because I don't want it to be all green. So I had an idea to add like light to this upper area with the use of frog lights. It's probably good to add a little bit of different to the episode because so far it's been very build heavy, so it's time to go on an adventure and look for some frogs. So yeah, let's leave this for now and head back to my base. Oh gosh, hi fellas, ow, okay. Let's just try and make it through these guys without dying too much. Okay, beautiful. So let's go back to my base, and I'm very close to a swamp, so I should be able to find some frogs there. The only problem is finding myself a bunch of slimes. I think there may be a farm on the server. Let's see if we can go to the slime farm and actually pick up a couple slime balls, because farming for slimes is a little bit painful if you don't have a slime chunk. Okay, so we're in the farming district of Raiden, Ghosts, and Remy, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure all three of them share an industrial district, and I think there's maybe a slime farm down here. Now, if it's producing any slime is actually a good question, because I have no clue. Hello? Do we have any slime balls I can steal? The answer is no. What about in here? Oh, that looks important. You know what? I'm not gonna steal from the farm. I'm just gonna make my way over to the swamp and hope a slime actually spawns during the night. Okay, so we're in a swamp. The only thing I gotta do now is look for some frogs and wait for night so we can grab some slimes. Okay, so there's the frogs we need. That's slightly easier. Now we just gotta wait for nightfall, which, yeah, it's gonna take a while. With the moon rising, that means slimes will be spawning. Oh, come on, really? I didn't realize I hadn't slept. Okay, I'm just gonna have to keep on the move and stay away from the phantom because I'm not waiting another day for more slimes to appear. I should also pick up some spiders as well because I might need a couple of leads. Also, I just noticed there's a slime over there. Okay, well, this made my hunt a little bit easier. If you want to have a fight, it's a fight you're gonna get. Okay, hopefully there's no creeper behind me because, oh god, it's a baby. Oh god, baby zombies, not my favorite. Ow, oh god, I hate fighting in swamps, they suck. Okay, we're fine, we are a-okay, we do not need to panic. Okay, I don't know how much I have. 18. Should that be enough? I think you only need 1 to make a lead, don't you? Yeah, I think I might go with that. Pretty sure, oh yeah, zombie did pick up 1. Yeah, let's go have a snooze, because 18 should be more than enough. Okay, right. Here is my bed. Ah! Oh gosh, okay, that was a terrible landing. Okay, with all the mobs now burning up, I just need to go back and find those frogs, which I think they're over this way, somewhere. There they are. Beautiful. Wow, there's actually a lot of them. And a lot of creepers. Oh, yeah, they noticed me. Okay, hi, fella. How we doing? And the last one. Okay, beautiful. We are relatively safe. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you just used 2 slime balls to feed these guys. You. There we go. And you as well. Will you make the babies? Go on. Come on. Have little frog babies. They work like turtles, don't they? Are you gonna drop some like frog spawn down there? I have no clue. I have never dealt with frogs in this game. Oh, there they are! Oh, look at them! They're adorable! And I'm pretty sure frogs produce, I don't know if it's 2 to 6 tadpoles or if it's always 3. So I'm gonna breed another pair and hope to have 6 in total because I want 2 of each color. So let's breed this one, and where is another one? Over here. There we go, that should be plenty enough. Now the joyous thing is we also gotta wait for these guys to hatch, and I don't actually know how long that takes. There is also a witch behind me. Hello, do you mind? I am trying to breed frogs. Goodbye. So it looks like I'm now on babysitting duties. Oh, hello! Oh, look at the little fellas, there's so many tadpoles! Okay, let's pick up these guys and try not to kill them in the process. Oh, they're so adorable! So that one hatched. Would this one over here hatch as well? There we go, the other one's over here. How long will you take? You were bred like right after the other, so it should be only like a minute, maybe? We'll wait and see. Got 1 more bucket to fill. Oh, there we go! We have a couple more tadpoles, and yeah, there's 2 more to go. You know what, I'm just gonna leave those 2 there, and they can live their best life. They're gonna be in unspawned chunks though, so I can maybe come back and grab a couple more if I need them, so yeah, not half bad. So now that I have my 6 tadpoles, I now need to go to a warm temperature, cold temperature, and just moderate temperature area. Luckily for me, my base is set right next to a savanna as well as a river, so I can get 2 of the frogs relatively easy. And also luckily, even though there's not really any cold temperature areas in this entire seed that's close by, we have a single snowy peak that's right next to spawn. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to age up all of these tadpoles. It's going to take a while. I'm just going to be sit there staring at frogs for a while. So yeah, I will be back when I've got all 6 frogs, and yeah, we're on the nether roof because luckily this farm can be built on the nether roof. So we're going to cut past waiting for everything to happen, and I'll be back when I have all the frogs. Okay, so I've acquired the last 2 frogs and I've stationed my farm just over here, where we already have the warm temperature and the moderate temperature frogs. I didn't realize it took them 20 minutes to turn from a tadpole to a frog. I was staring at tadpoles for 40 minutes. I'm so lucky I had 2 biomes right next to each other. But with all that waiting, we now have 6 frogs, 2 of each color. So now it's just time to actually build up the farm. So like always, I'm using a tutorial. The link will be in the description of the one I use. I wouldn't have the foggiest of how this actually works. So yeah, I'm gonna need a tutorial to help me out a little bit. So yes, I'm gonna gather all the materials we're gonna need, and then we're gonna get started on the farm. So according to the tutorial, this is all the blocks we're going to need for this farm, and surprisingly enough, it's actually relatively small. I didn't expect it to be this small considering how much you can actually get from this farm. So yeah, farms in Minecraft are absolutely wild. And luckily for me as well is that this seed is absolutely full with basalt deltas, so we are right outside the spawn portal. And yeah, might as well get started and build the farm. So I'm just going to start placing blocks and eventually it's going to build itself. So we're at the part of the farm where we actually have to put the subject matter into the farm. And I've got 6 frogs to chuck in there, and instead of doing them one by one like a logical person, I'm going to try and do all 6 at once because That sounds like a good idea and a bad thing waiting to happen. So let's try it all in one shot. Gonna try and save some time, but I'll probably waste time by doing this, but... Oh, come on. We are off to a fantastic start. Come on. Line them up the stairs, and we should be okay. We have 5. I will take that. Come on. Oh gosh, okay. Well, 5 is better than none, so I will take this. You know what? I'm in the farm now. I am one of the frogs. Okay, so not bad. I don't know the percentage of that. I got 5 out of 6. Not half bad. Let's get the last one. Where did he go? Oh God, he's in the farm! Well, you're supposed to be in the farm, but not in that specific area. Oh gosh, of course. I had to do this, didn't I? Why didn't I just do one at a time? No. Hello, come on, get out of there. I'm gonna have to reset that minecart now. Okay, bud, get up those stairs and into the farm. Beautiful, okay. So we have all 6 frogs in here. Now it's just time to reset that minecart. Okay, hello. Gonna just move you and just gonna move you. And ow, okay. Everything should be fine. Everything's moving again. Perfect, okay. So I don't have much more of the farm to go. I'm just gonna sit down and get the rest of it done, and I'll be back when it's all finished. So I've built up the farm, and as you can see there, it is currently spawning magma cubes. And I didn't realize how absolutely insane this farm was. I was just building the pillar to set up an AFK spot. I came back down, and it already has this amount. Wow. I did not realize that this farm was this busted. Okay, that is a very, very fast producing farm, and I don't think I'm going to need that many frog lights. So, yeah, I might have to build myself a shop because... yeah, these are really pretty blocks, and considering how fast this farm is, I could make a tiny profit from that. But it looks like they don't spawn as often when I'm down here. But yes, that officially means that this farm is done. And yeah, I can cross a farm off my list. And luckily, with how insanely fast this farm is, I don't actually have to AFK for what I want. I wanted specifically the pearlescent frog lights because I have a plan for these guys. Look how pretty they are. Oh, they're so pretty. I really do like them. And now... it's just a pickaxe? It might actually be like an axe or a hoe job. I have no idea. But yeah, I'm gonna grab a couple of pearlescent ones. 64 and 2 should be enough, but I might hang around just a little longer to maybe get 2 stacks. And yeah, I'll go grab the other materials I need for this specific build I'm doing with the pearlescent blocks, and I'll be back in the Nether hub because I've been away from there for a bit, and that was the whole point of this episode, was getting that Nether hub, like, semi-started, but I've been a little bit distracted with frog lights. So I have the 3 items we're gonna need right here, and it's time to dot around a little bit of decoration in this upper area, so I might pop down one, and then we'll see how it looks, and we'll go from there. So all I need to do is find a perfect place to put these, so maybe here might be a good spot. So if we do this, and go down by maybe 4, yeah, and then if we line these up with cherry trapdoors. Okay, so I have it built up. Let's see what it looks like from down below. Hopefully it looks good. I do like it, but I think I might need to push it up and hide it a little bit more. It stands out a little bit too much. Let's try it again. I think something like that might work. It needs to be a little bit hidden so it doesn't completely distract you from like everything else that's happening, because this Nether hub is going to be very, very busy. So I don't want to pull too much attention to the roof area. So I think tucking them away like that might be a good idea. I'm kind of liking how these look. I really do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop down a couple more around. So I've added a couple more of these lights into the Nether hub, and I kind of like them. I really, really do. I think the main reason why they stand out so much right now is mainly because there's nothing else in this area. So hopefully later on, as more things get added to this area, they're going to blend in a little bit better. So I'm going to keep them for now, and if they still don't look to what I want them to be when the Nether hub is completely finished, I might take them out and replace them for something that might not be a light block. We'll wait and see. So for now, I'm keeping them, but they're on the maybe list for a bit. But the one thing I discovered is I haven't got nearly as much as the Nether hub done as I wanted in this episode. And this episode has gone on for fairly long because going out and finding frogs actually took a while, and it took up a fair chunk of this episode. So I think in the next episode, I'm going to be continuing on the Nether hub for at least the start of the episode, and work on the extra areas that I wanted to do in this episode but just didn't have the time for. So I think with that, I'm going to leave this episode here, and if you guys liked the video, give the video a thumbs up and maybe subscribe if you want to stick around, or good, I'll see you guys next time. See ya!